DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Ntanzi. We are back again. This is our time of the night where we have to talk about what is happening around the world. Look, we have been working, and yes, we missed some of the episode, and yes, definitely gonna cover them. Could it be on the membership? Some of them, yes, we could go to membership.
It's important
right
to go through, and I did
for
work
freedom's sake. Right, a bit of freedom, right. But yes, we know some of you have been WhatsApping me, trying to convince me. We know, but Emily had to go, had an emergency at home that she had to attend to for days. So therefore, I took that time to rest. Because this case, every time you get is the rest time. And yes,
I was following the proceedings and getting upset with each and every 0135 at 2nd June 2020.
You know, I've made peace with some of these things that are happening. I have made peace because it is what it is. Baloyi is just doing what he's doing. But I think it is important for you to be reminded by us that we told you with some of these YouTubers, when things are coming out and things are being said, you are on your own for believing them. Because I've seen some of you, you are just everywhere sympathizing with people that probably don't even feel sorry for the guys, understand, just using them for their gains. But eventually, each and everyone is going to be exposed, even us, if we are on the bad side. But I can tell you, the spinning of media, mainstream media, is there. So is the spinning of YouTubers and other social medias, those ones that you get. It's there. You know, been there. In my opinion, someone somewhere is really paying big mullahs for these people to do what they do. Because what sensible person would go to court, listen to what is going on, come back and spin the narrative like we were never there. Sometimes, so it's not a person per se alone, maybe also the mainstream media itself, you know, because they have been used for propaganda before, in my opinion.
Yes, many times.
Many a times they have enjoy.
Maybe a big lump sum has gone out to spin this narrative.
And it's clear. So the analysts that you used to know, gone.
No more.
The fighters that you used to know fighting on YouTube or fighting on TikTok, gone. Because I can tell you, this is how you manipulate the mainstream media and you manipulate the streams that are there around the world. You just pay for them to say good things. In any case, these are the very same mainstream media that were played by a white man coming from some England, God knows where, using them to spew whatever. No, I'm not going to call names. I don't want to be specific, but it comes from wherever it comes from. And anyone, and I repeat again, for your sanity, anyone that at some point sang the same tune about the people that needed to be attacked is on the other side. Whether you like it or not, is on the other side. Anyone, whether they are being revealed at this point in time or not, they will eventually be revealed. All of them, they are going to come out slowly but surely. That's why when you're listening to mainstream social media, any stream of media, you need to be able to dissect what is going on there in their head. What is this person playing for? What is it for? It's very important.
What do they stand
Now,
for?
you are going to go back and watch and try to analyze your favorite YouTubers, your favorite Facebookers, your favorite TikTokers, so that you can see who is who in the zoo. It's very difficult in this world because even us, when you have taken money, it will take you time to see. Unfortunately for us, we are not hungry for money. That's why we can go days sometimes not doing anything. We are just doing what we are doing. And yes, we get something to keep the lights on. We do. But there are other streams that probably during the day we follow. Once people are sitting for indaba, they are there for the taking. Once people quit, they are there for the taking. I'm not saying all of them. It's difficult to refuse the money if the money is not coming consistently. You get me if you get me. If you don't get me, it's okay. But enough said for the day. We played against Kaizer Chiefs and Hala Madrid today and Hala Kaizer Chiefs. That's all I can say. Emily, let's get into what happened yesterday. Oh, I didn't talk about anything else. Oh, it's about that now. Okay.
Baloi resumed his cross-examination of Bongani Ntanzi this morning. Okay, guys, I'm definitely going to continue with today's proceedings. Like I said, I did prepare with the previous ones, but then I couldn't shoot. So we're going to try and not even try. We have to do them. We'll do them at the membership and dissect all of these weirdness that Baloi is doing there at the High Court, Pretoria High Court. So he resumed his cross-examination of Bongani Ntanzi yesterday morning. He resumed where he left off on Friday, traversing the calls between Danzi and Ugogo. And he said your number on the 6th of November 2020 at 17:10:07 made an outgoing call that lasted 25 seconds to Gogo's number, and the tower was Queenswood. Queenswood is pretty much the only tower where this phone is picking up for quite some time. The second call on the same date was 17:10:50, 43 seconds later, and it was also an outgoing call that lasted 131 seconds to Gogo's number, and the tower was Queenswood. Ntanzi's comment was that his response before the court is that, number one, he had no phone. He said, my phone was taken from me on the day of my arrest on the 16th of June 2020. Then Baloi went on to read the rest of the calls between Danzi's number to Gogo's number on the 10th of November 2020. Danzi maintained that he did not have a phone and he did not make a call on this day. So I couldn't document all of those phone calls because honestly, what's the point? What are we doing?
Nothing.
Danzi denied making a call to Gogo since the phone was not with him. And the last time he had a phone was on the 16th of June. As to what was being done to it, he has no knowledge. And he said he doesn't know where Mohani or Mapena reside as well. He doesn't know where they stay, where they live. Do they live in Pretoria? Or do they live in Vosloorus? Or do they live somewhere else? He doesn't know. But the tower is picking up Queenswood. That's somewhere in Pretoria, close to Valeria police station. So
and
those...
Danzi, mind you, just so that you have these excited anti-defense so-called people was saying, yeah, Danzi was there, but he was changing the whole police stations, and they said that also.
Yes,
it's not Danzi who came with it.
They didn't keep him at one police station for longer than 7 days.
Even the OB books are saying that.
That's why the one from Valeria police station did not make it to court. So those are the people who arrested him. His phone on the other occasions, he said there is where it calls Mabena at Pretoria University and Palm Ridge Towers. He said he's never left the police station on those dates. And this Queenswood.
So that, I would assume, at the time it called Mabena, it was with someone like... who's this other one? It's Mabena and whom?
Mokhan.
Most probably, I would assume.
But what is it doing at Pretoria University? Why is it pinging there?
Allegedly. For the sake of...
Well, Ntanzi maintained that he was never, he never had a phone, Yes, Danzi maintained that he was never with a phone in the police station. He was always changing police stations as well in Pretoria. They never kept them in one police station for long. And he said if the prosecutor is saying that the phone was with me, then why does it not read the towers from other police stations? That is why I'm asking the court what was done to my phone. Perhaps it is the law that when a phone is taken, it is used and not switched off. I don't know police procedures. And Baloi asked, but do you recall that you were detained at Valeria police station? And Danzi said, let us not only mention Valeria police station, let's mention all of them. Let's mention all the police stations that he was kept in. And Baloi said, do you remember the period for which you were detained at Valeria police station? Danzi said that is why I asked of you to show the court the day on which I entered the Valeria police station and left. He said, you've never shown it to the court. Even if I have seen it before this court, I have never seen it before this court. And you know what else is interesting? Is that the OB entries...
It's open-ended thing. It just doesn't read to the fullest like when every person was taken out. It just reads whatever that they need.
Yes, and the ones for the police stations, other police stations that did make it to court, I think they cut off at July or something like that. So from October, November, these dates that now are being dealt with, where the movement of the phone is being cross-examined, the entries for those dates, the state is not bringing them forth as well.
No.
So this is interesting. Baloi said, and
it's not even. For me, something I'm worried about, because even the towers, for me, they are questionable. They read when they want to read.
Sometimes
they don't
they're
read.
Undefined.
How is the tower undefined while there is some action happening?
Sure. Yeah, the undefined tower is a mystery.
You don't expect undefined tower when there is an action happening and it's able to receive the connection.
Yes. Like a phone call going through.
And then you have, in the very same situation, you have undefined towers. How? Njani? Because undefined towers, I would assume, is when you are not able to get network.
Yes.
And when you are not able to get network, there's no action.
It picks up the next tower that where it is able to
Normally,
get
there is no action.
And then it comes as a missed
call. It removes everything. It removes everything. But even though when it comes in, it's because it has picked a certain tower. That's all I can say.
It comes as a missed call.
I'm not an expert of this thing, but it's crazy how these towers with SMSs coming through are undefined. Same as AVL. When it mattered the most, it was
GPS unlock. We've seen this before. Well, Baloy said, and we have referred to the evidence of both Lieutenant Colonel House and Miss Veintelingam that Queenswood is the nearest tower to Valeria Police Station. And Danzi said, I don't know the towers of Pretoria. I know Pretoria because I was arrested. The route I know is from jail to court only, meaning from where he currently is, which is Koshimampuru, and has been there for the last 6 years, to Pretoria High Court. Yeah. That's the route he says he knows. He sees it during the day. You understand? When he was busy being taken to Valeria, Primrose, Pretoria North, Mooti, he couldn't see. It was at night most of the time that they would take him and move him around. You saw 1 a.m., 12 a.m. sometimes. So he said it was dark. He couldn't see. And he said, I was booked in and out of Valeria because I was not a permanent at the police station. I was booked in and out. And Baloy said, when you were eventually transferred to Ramochana police station in Rustenburg, that was in March of 2021. Is that correct? And Danzi said, I spoke about the jail I went to in Rustenburg. I saw with the blue card, when you entered the jail, you filled in a blue card, and I saw the blue card was written the 1st of March, which means it was the first date I entered. Danzi said he could not remember well which police station he was in before being referred to Ramochana, which is why he's asking for the occurrence book. Danzi said the police station he stayed the most in are 3. It's Pretoria, Moot, Valeria, and another one he referred to it as a Pretoria police station, but he doesn't know the rest of the name of it. Now, at Primrose, he went when he left Rustenburg. He said he'd be there for 4, 5, or even 7 days. And that is why he said he indicated that he's not comfortable with the fact that he was arrested and his phone was outside being used by somebody else. So Baloy proceeded now and with the calls that were happening between the number of Ntanzi and Gogo's number, and he went on and on. But then there was an interesting part when Ntanzi pointed out that Baloy read 60 seconds, and he asked where are the seconds, because he only saw the number 160. Then Baloy said it's 160 seconds and said that Miss Veintelingam testified here and said the time is only measured in seconds. Well, it is a problem if the rest of the time are written as seconds and this is just written 160. One must point out that that is quite odd in a document that is coming from the network, that there'd be this one odd number that sits alone and it's 160. It doesn't have
seconds at the end,
while the rest of them do, because I'm sure if the rest of them didn't have them, then Danzi was not going to have an issue or point it out. And Baloy said, but you must keep in mind the explanation that was given by Miss Veintelingam at the same time. Miss Veintelingam, now, words are being put in your mouth. Yes, apparently you said that any number there is seconds. That's what you said, according to Advocate Baloy. Then Tanzi's other comment was that he did not have a phone, but it shows that the phone was busy, because even now, he says, I'm still maintaining that Mabena's number, was sent callbacks left, right, and center. And on the 22nd of October 2020 at 19:21:13, and he asked, you really mean that I would send a please call me to a police officer who arrested me? And then Baloy said, thank you. Then that concluded the calls between you and Gogo's number. As we mentioned, there are 33 calls between the two of you covering the period of 26th of June 2020 to 11th of November 2020. And Ntanzi said, not with me, since I did not have the phone. The phone was in police custody. High corner. Baloyi now went through the calls between Danzi and a contact named Mama Wami. But before then, he wanted to revisit the aspect of a Standard Bank account number. And he said to him, you'd recall that Colonel Stein's evidence was that this account number was stored in SIM card number 2, which was found on the number 072-5057-056, which you said it's Mutsidisi's SIM card. Is that correct? And Danzi said, yes, that is because it was not true that this number was registered at my bank. So if it's Mutsidisi's number, how did Stein or Hose manage to come with the fact that that number was registered at Standard Bank?
It's a story known to them. They might tell you, we were told by Kenin. They might, in my own humble opinion. So I didn't get time to tell you that. I know because of what Ramsipile said in terms of at some point when they adjourned early, saying that Ntanzi is required to deal with some of the issues in terms of retrieving some information from in some institutions, saying that it was difficult to get hold of them even as a lawyer for Ntanzi.
His power of attorney
did not work. So I knew from there that we are going to try and do the cleansing from there. Now
we are revisiting Standard Bank stuff.
They are going to, yes.
That Holmes did 4 years ago.
So now it's gonna come as a cleansing, because how the Standard Bank statement, so if you call it a statement or whatsoever that Baloyi brought, or just a confirmation of a bank account, it came just like that, very quickly. No one had to, like, it was just like abruptly when it's cross-examined, when they have been asking for this thing for years.
Yes.
So when he heard that they are now following up with this institution, in my opinion, I sort of felt like we are going to revisit a lot of things. And that is mainly to clean up. Because what he said last on the record can be raised as an objection. But my lord, we dealt with this during Danzi's cross-examination. We did raise these issues and all that. And it's going to be like that and slide it under the door. It's okay, it's fine, it was corrected. You know how the court moves, man. Yeah, so we are going to revisit a lot of things and try to correct where we were just taking chances and making sure that we nail Danzi, in my opinion. Just wait for it. It's happening. Maybe now, maybe you haven't picked it up, but it's gonna happen if it's not happening already.
Namid was odd for him to revisit Standard Bank stuff covered by Hosens and Stein. It was just so random. I thought we were past this. And they were the ones who emphasized, despite Ramasipili putting it on record and letting them know that Mutsidisi spoke to this Mutsidisi person, and they confirmed that that is their number, you know. And they were so, one would say, didn't care to fix this aspect. They just continued with what they believed, and what they believed is what Hose and Stein did.
Told them their experts can never go wrong.
Well, Baloyi said, okay, Ntanzi responded to that SIM card of Mutsidisi and the number starting with 072. He said, yes, that is because it was not true that this number was registered at my bank. Baloyi said, remember, that is not the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Hose.
There we go.
He testified that on SIM card 1, there was your number and there were 2 messages to that number. There was a please call me message from the number 0726191689, which you said it's Lebu's number. And Danzi said, yes, that's the number. And then we corrected this in front of the court. My phone had 2 SIM cards, MTN and Vodacom. The MTN number is 0655677733 and 0609016890, which is the one that they are using a lot in that court, is the Vodacom number, and the one you said in court is an MTN number. That is why I'm saying that has been constructed here, aka cooked. In other words, cook it. Cooked evidence.
Now the correcting is started. Remember, we didn't say that. Remember, this is what was said.
They're changing what host said now.
Yes, because when these things come, they're gonna differ.
He said, but I'll remain quiet, Ntanzi, and answer in the end questions before the court. Baloyi said that he was just recapping the evidence of Kennel Host with Ntanzi, and he said, addition to the please call me message to Lebu's number found on the first SIM card with number 0609016890, there was also a text message from Standard Bank on the 24th of December 2019 at 11:27 for purchases from Standard Bank account that was saved on Mutsidi's SIM card. Well, the essence of Lieutenant Kennel Host.
We are calling it Mutsidi's SIM card.
Yes. Evidence is that on the downloads of the SIM card, your number, he found that he extracted.
Why are we going back there? Like, out of the questions that we asked from up until today, what prompted Baloyi to revisit?
Because even the defense did not cover this in their examination.
Exactly. We are correcting, in my opinion, the lies that were created, in my opinion, allegedly, to nail these people. That's a word that I have.
Most
for the lack
of all,
a better
to
word.
nail Ntanzi.
Yes.
Ntanzi.
As a person who's not credible, a liar.
Yes.
A denialist.
They wanted to nail him to this case, Ntanzi. There's this obsession with wanting Danzi to be sacrificed, in my opinion. And the second message was a text message from Standard Bank on the 24th of December 2019 at 11:27 for purchases from Standard Bank account. And Danzi said, yes, I hear what I disputed before the court is for the prosecutor to say before the court that Standard Bank report to Mtsidisi's number, that is what I dispute, because that's not the truth. The message must report to 060, not 072. That is why I'm saying before the court that it is not true. Let's recall that host did not tell the truth. He said my number is from 2014 when we communicated, and I told him that this number is from 2018. And Baloyi said, Mr. Ntanzi, we are addendum regarding the two text messages that were sent to your 060 number and not the 072 number. But that's not what you said. You said SIM card 2. You said SIM card 2, the 072 number. But there are no messages, just the account number that was saved. So he's now saying that on that 060 number, it was the Standard Bank account number that was saved there in a SIM card, saved like a phone number. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
But then he's saying that there's also a message from Standard Bank that went to the 072 number.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be Mutsidisi's number.
Yep.
Some things are unfixable. We've come too far. Just let them go. Let them go, let them go. We've come too far.
That's what we're dealing with. People who are able to just change just there in front of that court.
And then Danzi said, I agree that the prosecutor is saying the 07261976998 number that sent a call back to my number. Indeed, Mutsidisi has my number. What I will not admit to in front of the court is the one where it says Standard Bank is not registered under Mtsidisi's name, but my 060 number. That is the reason why I'm saying before the court that what you are saying is not correct. Then Baloyi said, are you now disputing that the Standard Bank account number was saved as index number 208 on Mutsidisi's number? He said, we are not talking about messages. We're talking just about the account number. Are you disputing that account number 100912777815 was saved on the SIM card of Mutsidisi 0725057056? Danzi said, I'm saying it's not the truth.
How did they find That the number is 7. So this is now SIM card.
The host said he used XRY to download the SIM card.
Was it with Ntanzi? This is number. This is SIM card.
That's the confusing part, because the number that Danzi is mentioning that was in the SIM card, the second SIM card, was an MTN number, and they are not talking about it, the state. Instead, they brought along Mutsidisi's number.
Hence, I'm asking, how did they get hold of Mutsidisi's SIM card to know that it saved Ntanzi's account number?
I have no idea. Mutsidisi must come to court.
For what?
Tell us what is going on.
Yeah, tomorrow, Balo, you can say you called. You must go to court also.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. You valid point. I don't know what CDC SIM card is doing with
literally, you are saying the Coco, Nai, Meleze.
Cabang ugogo mele manje zochaza
If he's
ukuthi
still there.
wayefonelwa ubani and what were they saying for 131 seconds. Oh, Gogo probably doesn't remember. Yo, it's been how long? How long? Ngisho naye uLebuhile. Lebuhile seems like
Lebuhile seems like Ubesa Jola Numa Bella or someone. Allegedly, I'm joking. Oh. Yenzeka lento lena umsungene ejele umuntu akulahlisa ithemba ukuthi le ndoda yakho le iyotola le ndoda yakho la.
That would be awful. That would be
What
awful.
was he
But
talking
then
about?
what can we not to put by Bomukhani? I mean, Gwabeni was crying that they made him pay 2,000
Exactly.
for a non-existent
Exactly.
bail application.
Mina nje bengizosho ukubala ukuthi indoda phela
No
amadoda la
morals.
athatha iphone yami. These are men. If they see a woman and they like her, bangamshela nje.
And Ulebuhile was there when Danzi was getting arrested.
They saw ukuthi unjani. Maybe they liked her.
They're like
Wantontobela. Wana na umutswana wantontobela. Bara yori ambata o.
Hi. He said, I met Mutsidisi at sports at the mines. We stay far away from each other. He stays at Wonerkoop and I stay at Freedom Park, Impala. He found me with a card and found me working. How is it now that I would take his own number and register it at the bank? I wasn't sure about Mutsidisi's gender, hey? So he confirmed it. If they met at the sport, it means it's a gentleman. So then Balo, he said, in any case, Mr. Ntanzi, Lieutenant Colonel Hall's evidence is on raw court. We just wanted to traverse his evidence with you. And Ntanzi said, that is why I'm disputing it and I'm saying it's not the truth. So Balo now moved to the topic of the contact with Venda too. Danzi testified that he went to high school with him at Falaza and his number is 08225779795. A text message was received to Ntanzi's number and his number, your number, Baloy said, on the 26th of June 2020 at 16:21:18 received an incoming text message, MT SMS lasting 0 seconds from Venda 2's number, and Tower was Pretoria University. And Danzi said, that is why I'm saying before the court that I'm grateful as you are revealing these messages from the 26th, because on the 26th I was never booked out of the cells, which shows that my phone, wherever it was being used. I've never been to Pretoria University. I don't even know which direction you face when you are heading there. And the closest police station to Pretoria University, is it not Brooklyn?
It is Brooklyn.
Which means Valeria is a distance.
In fact, Brooklyn is University of Pretoria. It's a walking distance. I remember. There by Moloko. What is
close.
that street down there?
So Valeria must be a distance, because I don't think there's police stations that are very close to each other. It must be quite a distance.
I also doubt that he was ever at Brooklyn Police Station. Was he ever there?
No, I doubt. No, Ntanzi was never admitted at Brooklyn Police Station.
Exactly.
No.
Because you know why Brooklyn would not be. Last time I checked, that court in abo Yefro. Lapala ngeke wenze noma yini. I remember that police station because it was closer to my university.
So Valeria means it's quite a distance. So for the phone to pick up Pretoria University,
it must be at Brooklyn Police Station, and only the police can go there because they are not limited if they are working.
You're running some admins. Maybe you're seeing someone else that or maybe you are transferring some files or something.
That's the most relaxed police station ever. Like you won't find queues there. It was
when you go.
It was the closest to university to a point that even my rest was far from. Further from the university. The Brooklyn police station is closer. It's there by the Duxbury side, Duxbury Road. Yes.
So Baloyi said that Venda 2, his on Danzi's contact, is also on accused number 4's contact list, or they've made contact somehow. He said the number of accused number 4, 0713953807, on the 5th of November at 13:18:03 received a call from Venda 2, but the call went to voicemail. It was a call forward lasting 1 second. This is in 2020. Couldn't they have picked up more phone calls maybe from before then? Because 2020 seems like a lot was going on with people's phones. And are they also telling us that accused number 4 had his phone in his cell?
Yes, that's what they are saying. And they are proud of that.
So on Mr. Mapisa's number on the 6th of November, 12:36:53, he received an incoming text message from Venda 2, and it says your contact lasted 00 seconds. Accused number 4's number on the 6th of November 2020 at 12:37:45 made an MOC outgoing call lasting 3 seconds to Venda 2, and this lasted 3 seconds to Venda 2's number. And Baloyi said, Mr. Ntanzi, the point here that this very same contact, Venda 2, has contact with accused number 4, Mr. Mapisa. In brief, Venda 2 is a common contact between you and Mr. Mapisa. Danzi said, I know Venda Mapisa. I knew him for the first time at Boksburg Magistrate Court. I didn't know him before. I started to know him after we proceeded with this trial. As for how Mapisa and Venda connect, I don't know, and there's nothing, that places me there. I said Venda was from a village called Mr. Anonymous Mahabombe. But what is the village of that name? I forgot it. I forgot it. I can't pronounce. I'm struggling. I'm struggling because there's a difference in how the interpreter says it and how Ntanzi said it. So I wanted to capture how Ntanzi said it.
Say it again.
I can't.
Mahabombe.
Something like that.
Oh.
Do you remember the village?
I am struggling. Mahabombe.
Well, he said that he won't be able.
What is the spelling?
MHA. BO.
B.
MBE.
OMBE. Mahabombi.
Yavel.
Mahabombi. Mahlabathini.
Yes, or Nongoma or something like that. He said, I won't be able to even point out his home. He said, I'm from the village of Kohlogolo, the homestead of Skwebezi. It is very far from, I can't pronounce Mahambombe. Mahambombe. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm struggling. There are some terms I struggle with. As to where they connect and how they met, I'm not involved in that. So, Baloina went to the alleged contact with accused number 5, Venda's number, who was also stored in accused number 5's contact list. And Danzi said he does not see it as a crime that the man is in his contact list. There's no accused number 4 or number 5's numbers in his phone. So Ntanzi is actually putting it on record that so far Hose has done it all and there's no number of accused number 4 or number 5 that is stored in his phone. So even if they try to use Venda to make connections between the two of them. So what we are also figuring out is that Balo is still trying to prove the case. Advocate Balo is still trying to make connections between the accused that they claimed that they called each other. Initially, before Hose and Stein came to testify, the narrative was that they were making contact with each other in 2014. And then when Hose came, and then he was done, it was first Stein who came twice. When he was done, still, the contact was not established, especially in 2014 amongst the 5 accused. And then Hose came, still. So now we are at a point where the defense is presenting their case and the state in cross-examination is still trying to establish connections amongst the accused. Bese bacabanga ukuthi, or they feel offended when we say they did not investigate. No investigations were done. If you guys had done investigations, you wouldn't be embarrassing yourself like this. He doesn't like being embarrassed like this, I guess. Imagine going to trial with next to nothing. And you want people to be guilty. You want people to be convicted. But uze ungaphathanga lutho. That's literally what's going on here. And he said, I also have a friend by the name of Gwabini, but I'm not Makosonke's friend. The only time that I knew him was when I saw him in Rustenburg. Ntanzi said he knows Venda from playing soccer together, and he's also from the same high school that he went to, Falaza. And he's never seen Tuli and Mapisa in Falaza, which means, you know, they're far apart. The age gap is big. Danzi said he only attended Falaza for a year in 2006. Whenever they would meet, it would be in the fields of playing soccer. And he said, I'm not denying Venda in court. It is in Tuli and Mapisa that I do not know. So Baloi asked, up to which grade did you progress at Falaza High School in 2006? And Danzi said, only 8. Then I left school. So he wants to know because he can see that maybe he's too sharp with the data. That's what being abused does. Trauma makes you learn things you never thought you will be interested in. So now he's kind of shocked that Ntanzi is so sharp with the data. It's because you've pushed him to a point where his life depends on it.
Yes.
You did that, sir. You did that. So now you want to know whether he has a matric or a degree. Now you're even questioning his level of intelligence. So you want to know what grade he left high school at.
Form
Only?
1.
Yes. That should be grade 10, I think. Yes. You've pushed him to a point where he's very sharp with the data and he can read it because his life depends on it. That's not his doing. It's yours. After the short adjournment, Baloi came with the original charge sheet wanting to prove that Ntanzi was at Valeria police station. He read a letter that was handed in on the 27th of October 2020 at Boksburg Magistrate Court, saying permission to place suspect at the Valeria police cells. Permission is granted by Colonel Toka in SAPS Valeria police station. Commander Valeria Colonel Miss Toka. MS Toka. maybe not Miss, it's MS Talker. I think those are the initials. Colonel MS Talker. So they handed a letter at Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October to instruct the investigating team to have Bongani Ntanzi alone remain at Valeria police station. For what? We don't know. For what? We do not know why they would make such a request. Then on the 27th of November 2020, there was a postponement, and he read another letter that said all accused in custody will remain as before, which meant that Bongani Ntanzi was going to remain at Valeria police station, and it says no bail. Still, this was not an occurrence book. It's not. It's just a letter. Whether they did make him stay at Valeria the entire time or not, it's still up in the air. Why? Because the occurrence book grew fit and it disappeared and was never brought to court.
And they did put OBs for other
police stations.
So
except for this one.
What is that instruction doing actually?
It's to try and prove that Danzi was at Valeria
but
police station from
how
October.
can you try to prove that while you... Where is the letter then that is saying remove Danzi from Valeria police station?
I don't think
so
he
according to the court,
letter.
Danzi was supposed to remain in Valeria.
Even now, he was supposed to be at Valeria, according to the court, because it was for this case.
So what is it proving?
636.
Because they are coming with currencies that are saying he was somewhere else also.
Then
And
it
believe
said
that this is 100%.
He said, Danzi said, I've never denied before the court that I stayed in Valeria. I said I would be placed in Valeria, stay maybe for a week, and then be released and taken to another police station, maybe for 2 days or 3 days or 7 days. You know, he said, what you're reading to me, I'm in no way disputing it. Danzi said that when he appeared on the 5th of March, he was from Ramushwana and he was detained at Rustenburg on the 1st of March until the 5th of March. That is the reason he told the court that he was not detained in one place. And this cannot be denied because the paperwork is there saying that he did appear at Rustenburg on the 5th. So he's saying they took me there on the 1st of March at Ramushwana. And there's also OB books from Ramushwana, I think, that were placed, and they do indicate that he was admitted then. So Rabale then said, we just wanted to bring to your attention what the proceedings say. He said that he was just disputing what the prosecutor, Ntanzi said, I'm disputing what the prosecutor placed on record, that on the 5th of March he was straight from Valeria police station. So Baloyi proceeded now to discuss the cause between the number of Lebu and that of Danzi. One more time. Remember, he did this extensively last week. So he's not satisfied. He wanted to drive some point home. So
No need. All the points are driven home. All the points that he says are driven home, considering the circumstances where the judge is in favor, allegedly.
Danzi said it's been long since he's seen the number of Lebuhile. And Baloyi said, is it true that Lebuhile's number doesn't appear in your phone book? And Danzi said, I don't know. I've not looked at it. Baloyi showed him a printed version of his phone book. And Danzi said, yeah, I can see the number is not there. So Baloyi had planned to traverse the 17-18 phone calls between Ntanzi and Lebuhile, but because Ramusepele already admitted the number as Lebuhile's, he said he did not see the need. He asked him to read the phone call Lebu made on the 17th of June on Ntanzi. Then Baloyi said he can comment but not ask him questions. Mr. Ntanzi, you can comment, but don't ask me questions. Baloyi did not want to tell him the tower on this day. And turns out it was undefined. The call was a call forward and it went to voicemail. So Ntanzi said Mangena came and took pictures of him on the 26th, on this particular day. I think it's the 17th. Then he was taken to the boardroom. He said Mabena came in the morning at around 10 a.m. He says he can remember this because that's a time in jail after they were served breakfast. And Gininda called him to the boardroom at around 1300 hours, and he says he could see the sun outside. So Baloyi said that he was booked back into the cells at 1955, but Ntanzi was disputing this. He was adamant that it was still bright and not dark when he was taken out of the boardroom where Gininda was, back to his cell. So Baloyi then decided to now drag Ntanzi's mother as well into this cross-examination, saying that there were calls that were made between Ntanzi and his mother. And Ntanzi said, I did mention my mother's number and I did mention that it ends with 750. Baloyi said that he was going to now look at the calls from the 20th of June 2020 to the 21st of September 2020. And he said on the 20th of June 2020, your number received a call from your mother with the number 07906 whatever, lasting 22 seconds. Call went to voicemail, call forward CF. The tower is undefined. Baloyi asked for an adjournment after this, asking the judge for permission to see if there was a way that they could shorten this. After that short adjournment, Baloyi said that they couldn't reach consensus, so they're going to go through the calls. Good for the defense. Good for them. He started this. He must finish it. You came here with a whole bombastic book of phone call records. Put them all on record. Put them all. Don't leave anything out. Even the judge agreed last week. Put everything. Put everything. Put it on record.
Defense, bro.
Put everything on record.
He's always off tune, that one, when he's trying to retaliate or get back to someone. He's off tune.
He said your number, 20th of June 2020, about 10 seconds after the last call, 1921-50, received a call from your mother, a voicemail, call forward, tower is undefined. And he said on the 22nd of June 2020, at 10:35:50, received a call from your mother's number, 6 seconds, voicemail, call forward, tower undefined. 22nd of June again, 20:05:55, received a call from your mother's number, 7 seconds, call forward, tower undefined. And then he asked Ntanzi for a comment. Danzi said, yes, I can see that, but the tower is not written. I did not mention before the court that the phone was not with me, or I did mention before the court that the phone was with me, but with the police. It was not with me, but with the police. My apologies. Because on the 22nd of June 2020, on the 20th of June 2020 at 1:26:22, SMSs of Buthelez's number at Phokeng. He said, I only went to Phokeng on the 19th. Who went to Phokeng on the 20th? This is why I keep saying that when they took my phone, it was on, switched on, and it was working.
And they knew the pattern.
Yes, he gave them the pattern as well. When I count before this court, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SMSs with the number ending with 6002, this is Buthelez's number. My question to court is, how is my phone going to Phokeng while I was not at Phokeng on the 30th? And also looking at the time at 1:28:24, it's in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. So Baloyi then said, but remember, Mr. Ntanzi, that you were taken to the room where you stayed to look for a hoodie on the 19th of June. After that, you were taken to Phokeng police station as a result of what was, the ammunition that was found. There was, occurring of evidence. And according to the cell register from Phokeng on the 19th of June 2020 at 22:45, after being arrested for possession of unlicensed ammunition, it says that on Saturday, these are the occurrence book entries from Phokeng. It says 0040, suspect detained, Detective Sergeant Mogani of National Code Investigation detained cell 294, Phokeng case 1186 of 20, detained with no injuries, correctly detained at 0045. So that is the time when they booked him and booked him out within like an hour. Prisoner transferred to Primrose SAPS. Detective Sergeant Mogani took cell 2946-2020. Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi as Phokeng case 1186-20. Possession of live ammunition with no visible injuries, and it said correctly received. So this, remember, in the evidence of Mogani and Mogula, they said that they were filling in. Danzi said that he saw them filling in some things at Phokeng police station just before they returned with him to Johannesburg. Baloyi went on to read where it says Ntanzi was read his notice of rights and asked that they took a long adjournment. The interpreter will go through this document with Mr. Ntanzi when they resume. He was pissed because I don't think he was seeing the picture of what's going on. He was upset. So he needed to go get a moment to gather his thoughts. So Danzi responded after the interpreter interpreted that to him, and he said, we're talking about two different dates here. It is written on the 19th and the other document is written the 20th. And the times on this document indicate that at 1 midnight and also 2. And Baloyi said, yes, Mr. Ntanzi, the 19th going into the 20th. Hence, you were detained at about 4:30 at Primrose. The notice of rights was written 22:45. And Danzi said, yes, I agree that it's written the 19th. But what was I was asking is the time that I saw the phone. I don't know whether it sent SMSs or received SMSs at that time. Gininda was at Phokeng. It can't be that he was not there. He was there. I would not have had the phone with me if Gininda was around, if we're telling the truth. He has a point. At the time, this is someone who undressed him. They undressed him. And they're telling us they didn't find a phone.
No. This phone was
They stripped him naked or half naked.
It was difficult to recognize this phone. It was hidden, like, I
and
don't
they
know.
couldn't find a phone. These are the people who opened his mouth and wanted to know whether he had a gold teeth. Made him take off his shoes because they wanted to see something on the feet. They wanted to see tattoos and stuff. They missed the phone. And he said that it can't be that he was not there. He was there. I would not have had that phone with me if Gininda was around. If we were telling the truth, at the time I was wearing skinny jeans. If anything was concealed in my pockets, it could have been easily seen. That time my hands were cuffed and my phone was accepting SMSs. Who opened the SMSs? Baloyi said, as we mentioned to you, Mr. Ntanzi, you are arrested for possession of ammunition. You are being taken to Phokeng police station. You are being processed, and that went into the following day, the 20th. Hence, you see those times and the times that have been read out to you in occurrence book for possession of unlicensed ammunition. Ntanzi said, I'm disputing that because the matter was finalized, And Baloyi said, just before the long adjournment, you testified that the number that appears just above your mother's number of 0720386002 is the number of Buthelezi. And Danzi said, yes, I did mention it before the court. And this number of Buthelezi sent quite a lot of SMSs. There could have been a vibration or a ringtone or something. Considering that the police were traveling with him, the police were there with him, and they're trying to tell us that he had a phone on him. We don't buy it. It's unbuyable. It's unbuyable. I'm sorry. Then Ntanzi said, yes, I did mention it before the court that is Buthelez's number and it ends with 6002, and I did not know it with my head at the time. I asked Buthelezi to bring me clothes and toiletries. That is how he was able to grab the ending of the number. So Baloyi wanted the date, and Danzi said he doesn't recall the exact date when Buthelezi brought him clothes. So Baloyi really wants this date when Danzi was brought clothes. He's not asking it for the first time. See how he's allowed to repeat stuff? He's asking it maybe for the third time today. Yes. Since he started cross-examining. Baloyi said, did you not say it was on the 13th of July 2020? And Danzi said, I did not put an exact date. I said before the court, I said I did not recall the exact date. I said I don't recall the date I went to court at Rustenburg. I said that when I was in Rustenburg court, I could hear my phone ringing because I knew its ringtone. It was a Maskandi song. I told my banner, since my phone is with you, we can call Buthelezi and tell him to go, not go to work for today and bring me toiletries. I know. He said my banner asked him to show him the pin. And then he says, I showed him how to open using the pattern. So he actually showed him the pattern. And I told him to search for Buthelezi's number. He then took Buthelezi's number and put it in the small phone. I'm glad he made this clear, because the last time when we were doing our live, it was like, it didn't make sense. It's like he's the one who put the pin or the pattern for my banner, when that's not the case. It could not have been the case because he was handcuffed. So he had to show him what the pattern is. Direct him, say, swipe left, swipe down, swipe up. And once Mabena got it, he got it. Do you think he would have forgotten it?
No.
He got it. He got the pattern. Okay. And he said, I showed him how to open the pattern. I told him to search for Buthelezi's number. Then he took Buthelezi's number and put it in his small phone, which he referred to it as Ipopotani, which is a phone that's not a smartphone. Yeah, I just don't know what to call it in English. He told him that Ntanzi wants to talk to you, and I talked to Buthelezi and told him what I wanted to tell him, because Buthelezi honored my request and he eventually came. He did come. And Baloyi said the Buthelezi that you're talking about is that Mr. Jack Buthelezi who testified here in court. Ntanzi said, yes, I call him Buthelezi. The name Jack I started hearing about it in court. Baloyi now used this opportunity to put the calls of Mr. Jack Buthelezi on record. So that's why he asked for that short adjournment. He wanted to go collect Jack Buthelezi's. Hey, Safa, this cross-examination is not going to end. we short adjournment. He asked for a break and said we want to summarize. But then when he comes back, he's adding what Ntanzi was saying before. Just to extend and stretch this cross-examination longer. Why do you think he's stretching it? What is he buying time for? What could be the reason why
not buying time?
He's dragging?
They call it nailing. They're nailing that.
There's nothing that's being nailed here except for your honor and integrity as a prosecutor. He said they appeared on the same page as the calls made to his mother. And he said your number 19 June 2020 10:51 received a call from Mr. Jack Buthelezi. The number was 0720386002 lasting 1 second, but went to voicemail. It was a call forward. The tower is undefined.
They must bring Buthelezi. Angithi vele is a defense witness.
He's a state witness.
He was a state witness. He was called by the state.
Yes.
On a trial, in a trial.
He was called by the state. That's when the evidence kind of became shaky and the judge started saying people were given threats. He was a state witness. Your number, 19th of June 2020, 10:51, received a call from Jack Buthelez's number, which is 0720380002, lasting 3 seconds. The call went to voicemail, but it's a call forward. The tower is not mentioned. 19th June 2020, 11:44:58, received a call from Mr. Jack Buthelezi, lasting 1 second, voicemail, call forward, tower undefined. 19 June 2020, 12:03:21, received a call from Mr. Jack Buthelezi, lasting 2 seconds. Voicemail, call forward, tower undefined. Mr. Ntanzi, you'll recall that according to the AVL of the Toyota Fortuner, it indicates that during these times when Mr. Buthelezi was trying to contact you, that the Fortuner was at Moroka police station on the 19th of June 2020. With towers being undefined, there's no way. Try again. Try again. Your number.
No shame.
On the 19th of June 2020, 12:59:55, received a call from Mr. Buthelez's number, 1 second, voicemail, call forward, tower undefined. Then Mnisi got up. When Mnisi gets up, we listen. He said, this is not an objection per se, but I realized that when my colleague is going through these calls, he says the cell phone with the number belongs to Mr. Ntanzi, received a call, but on the other record it is stated as a call forward. When we look at the abbreviation, what this alphabet is referring to, when a cell phone gadget is receiving a call, it will write MTC, mobile terminating call. When it's calling out, it will be MOC, mobile generating call. But CF indicated that it is a call being forwarded, but my colleague is reading this information to reflect that he received a call that was forwarded. I don't know where he gets that from. It's CF, not MTC, meaning that this call, the number belonging to Mr. Ntanzi, received a call that was then forwarded. That is what the state is now saying. The state is not reading what is contained in their record here. Baloy said he'd like to refer Mr. Mnisi to the explanation of call data terms. CF call forward, the phone was not answered and the call went to voicemail. But you kept saying he received the call. He received the call, it was a call forward. Am I the only one who picked it up? So when Mnisi pointed it out, I'm like, actually, why did he say call received when it's a call forward? Because call forward means nobody picked up, nobody answered. It rang and it wasn't picked up. And he said, the phone was switched off and the call went directly to voicemail, or the phone was diverted. So the judge said, but the call went through. And Baloy says yes. They're doing it on purpose. He says, I don't know what the problem is. The explanation is there for counsel. And Mnisi said, my concern is that when the state says it received a call, then it means somebody answered that call. It was received, but when nobody answered, it remained a call forwarded. Now the state is saying that call went through, meaning that somebody answered that call, which is totally against what is being referred to as a call forward. Nobody answered that call. The judge laughed. He was giggling there in the background. And Mnisi said, this is contained in the legit, and my colleague is explaining it as the data terms. Yes. Call forward means the call was forwarded, nobody picked it up, as opposed to MTC where somebody received it. In instance, this call was not answered. It could therefore not have gone through because nobody answered it. It just kept on ringing and ringing, and automatically it went to voicemail.
Forwarded to an auto answer.
It could not have gone through.
Yes.
Baloy then said, my lord, no one says the call went through. The judge said, but the call gets registered. It's not like witchcraft, you see. Baloy said, anyway, the data is there. He doesn't know why they should be debating about this. They should be, because you keep saying received a call for what? Confusing the record. Making it seem like the phone of Ntanzi actually received. Calls, yes.
You're even reading the seconds.
Aibo.
Those seconds of voice note.
Yes. You know what is very disturbing about this case is that the court is more than happy to be misled by Mr. Baloy. With pleasure.
Wow, that one. The court is the happiest.
You know, it's like it's a blessing.
Look, he's even assisting.
It's a blessing
to answer some of the questions that are coming through.
In supportive acts.
He's very supportive.
This is strange. This is so strange and disturbing at the same time. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. We can't get used to it. So now, on the 19th of June, 1335-56, Ntanzi's number was called by the number of Jack Buthelezi. It went to voicemail. 2 seconds. Tower undefined. Now he was saying
why are we
properly.
reading? Why are we reading seconds when
I
it was
don't
a
know.
voicemail?
It's to create the impression that the phone was picked up, that it was answered for 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Then Baloy went on to read more calls from Jack Buthelezi that went to voicemail. This is the time where I checked out. I needed a break. I waited for him to finish. And I still also don't understand why Buthelezi's missed calls are being read into the record. You know, what is the point? Missed calls, by the way.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
If anything, it also shows how Buthelezi was concerned about Ntanzi's whereabouts. He was worried about him. He was phoning non-stop. And whoever had Danzi's phone didn't have the common decency to pick it up and let him know where his friend was. So 26th of June 2020, 16:14, no one can convince me otherwise. Ntanzi was literally kidnapped. This is a kidnapping. No one can convince me otherwise. What? So people that are concerned about Danzi keep calling and calling and calling. The phones are not being picked up. If they are being picked up, it's 20 seconds, 30 seconds. They only start having longer conversations sometime in November after his family has found out where he is. 26th of June 2020, 16:40, received a call from Mama Wami, 3G, Tower. Okay, this is another section of phone calls. I'm going to end here with Jack Buthelezi. Let's go to the next section. When Danzi was asked for a comment, he said, what I can say before the court is that the phone was not on me. Secondly, I went to Pukeng with the police. When I got to Pukeng, it is not to say my hands were not cuffed. They were cuffed. My phone was receiving messages when it was off. Who opened my phone? The police were there. You know, Kininda, Mukhani, Mabena, Mukhula, even the one with braces here and there were at Pukeng. I was with officials who had long service in the police force with the phone in my possession. What I can tell the court is that my phone was working. Since I was incarcerated on the 16th of June, my phone was working. That is why I'm asking in this court who was using my phone, because Mokhane and Mabena, they are the ones who took my phone from me. Baloy then said, Mr. Ntanzi, we went through the evidence of Warrant Officer Ndlovu with you as to what happens if the phone has got a security pattern that it can still get text messages. Ntanzi said, I've explained this many times in this court that my phone was opened by Mabena when I was looking for Buthelezi's number. Because my phone came from Mabena, I heard it ring. I told him to bring the phone so I could call Buthelezi. He never gave it to me in my hands. I told him what the pattern was, and he entered it. Danzi asked what the tower G Vervoort Park meant. Baloy completely ignored him and moved on.
When did that happen?
What?
When Danzi told Mabena. What was the date?
told him of the pattern. He says he can't recall the date, but it's the same day where they called Buthelezi to come and give him toiletries.
Did Buthelezi come the same day?
Yes, he did. They were waiting at some Absa bank in town.
So there is a date. Okay.
It's just that Danzi can't remember it.
Is there pattern matching during that time when the phone was open? Using a pattern?
It wasn't read into record.
They should find out if there's pattern matching. If the phone is saying pattern matching. Because that thing of pattern matching is
it means something completely
for the
different.
lack of a better word.
It is a data analyst.
Tifo would say it's a fucked up situation.
It needs Vodacom's data analyst to come and explain what it means. Or even Pinky herself, since she's a forensic
pattern matching does not mean a phone was
pattern
matched,
open.
Like there's a
yes.
pattern open. Because if you go during that day, I'm sure they can find a day and then say, is this when you called Jack? And they can find a day when they call Jack. They can, I'm sure. And they say, where is pattern matching here? To debunk this whole thing of pattern matching that has been used like it's a gospel truth.
Your way. And you know what is sad? Vodacom can't read when your phone is being unlocked and locked.
No, that's what is crazy. Vodacom does not read the gadget. No. It reads its SIM card.
Yes, the activities on its SIM card.
I can't believe old people who claim that they went to school and studied. They are so dumb to this point where they don't even understand a simple thing, a cell phone. Can you imagine a cell phone saying pattern matched? Vodacom does not read that.
No.
You know, if they were to read that, it would be the analyst if they were able to see if the phone was pattern matched or something. If they are able. In fact, the cell phone makers, they would do that. Not even the analyst.
So it's that pattern matching is the communication that happens between the algorithms of Vodacom. It needs a data analyst to come and explain to the court what pattern matching means. A data analyst
from Vodacom.
From Vodacom.
Not just a data analyst, because when you say data analyst, they're going to tell you about hosts. Data analyst from Vodacom.
Let me be specific. The one who actually did mathematics. The one who is highly skilled.
It's not even mathematics. It's a computer science guy.
Yes.
Of Vodacom.
Yes.
He will be able to explain what data
pattern matching is according
to them.
Joey. Hey, we are being bamboozled on a daily in that court.
Still more phone calls to read.
26th. No, I'm almost done. Not much to cover now. 26th of June 2020, 1640, received a call from Mama Wami, 3G Pretoria University, NGA. So the tower basically is 3G Pretoria University, NGA, 3G Abode 219 Hillcrest for the second call. I'm trying to shorten them, Mr. Anonymous. I see that you are. And then there's another one from 219 Hillcrest. So when did Danzi go to Hillcrest now? So Ntanzi said that he'd like to ask before the court on the 26th if he remembers well he was in the cells and he doesn't recall being moved. His phone signal is at 3G Pretoria University, NGA, but it shows that it received a call. Who received that call because he was in the holding cells. Ntanzi then went down to the 26th at 17:45, 3G Ox Street, NGA. At the time, he's in a holding cell. And he says...
Where's Oak Street?
Google there. I'm sure it's somewhere in Pretoria. And my phone is there. Who was with my phone there? I'm still repeating myself that my phone was taken from me on the 16th of June. Even in this paper you are showing me, it doesn't demonstrate that my phone was opened and closed again and opened and switched off again, wherever it was. I thank you for reading these towers to me that say my phone was in Pretoria University and wherever. I'm done. Baloyi then said you realized that up to that point, the device was switched off. All the calls went to call forward. This is the first incoming call that was answered, which lasted 31 seconds. And this was the call from your mother. So the call that Baloyi is referencing is a call that he says was made by Ntanzi's mom on the 26th of June 2020. And on the 26th
3G
is when it's picked up. Ox Street.
3 Ox Street or Ox Street.
3G Ox Street NGA. It means it's in Ox Street. Where's Ox Street?
Sentin.
It's not Pretoria. Sentini.
Okay.
Yo. Okay, I'm gonna push Mr. Nonza. Danzi said here we're
Oxford
talking
is in
about the
Sentin.
phone. So it's in Sentin.
The one I'm getting here.
So phone gan Danzi also went to Sentin. Chamiari Sentin. Hey, nearly busy phone eh. Good be in teaser in teaser le phone in teaser J. No one is claiming the movement of this phone. They want to pin it on Danzi.
Okay. The other Ox Street is in Queenswood, Pretoria.
Pretoria. Okay, let's scratch out 10 Sentin. It's definitely Pretoria.
Yeah.
It's in Pretoria. Okay, let's scratch out Sentin for now. Let's leave it out. But yes, it's in Pretoria and it's close to Queenswood. Queenswood, where it's been pinging most of the time. So Ntanzi said here we're talking about the phone being switched off. It got switched off and then it received calls at Pretoria University at the time, 16/21/18. The SMS is written here, the tower, because I never went to these areas and I've never seen Pretoria University where I was traveling. It was dark. Even the police never said that they took me to Pretoria University. And also I was not taken out of the cells on the 26th. The police never mentioned that in court. And then Baloyi said, but the point is, Mr. Ntanzi, that the call from your mother's number on the 26th of June 2020 at 16:40:29, an incoming call lasting 91 seconds with the tower being 3G Pretoria University is the first call that was answered. And Danzi said it's clear as day before this court that the person who had my phone was between Mohani and Mabena. This is Ntanzi's mom. Not long after he got arrested, 26th of June 2020. You know? And then he said, yesterday I asked you and said I was on the road. So my question is it possible that I'd answer a phone call while I was with the police handcuffed, with my feet also chained, with police officials en route in front of the police, you know, when I enter a cell with a phone, would they allow me to do that? That would be new. Well, Sibanda whispered something to Baloyi, and then Baloyi came back and said your number on the 5th of July at 14:28 was called by your mother's number lasting 4 seconds. The call went to voicemail and a call forward. The tower is undefined. Then Danzi said there's nothing to answer to because the phone was not with me. It's clear with even how it was traveling that the phone was not with me. Baloyi referred Ntanzi to his phone book and contacted Lango with the number 0823653315. Who is that contact? And Danzi said that is my paternal uncle's child and he's no more. And Baloyi said your number on the 29th of August 2020 at 9:28:07 made an outgoing call, MOC 1 second, to your mother's number. The next call was on the 29th of August at 9:28. It received an incoming call 50 seconds after the outgoing call to a number. And then he went on and on, but the tower that was being picked up was 3G Queenswood NGA. And he asked Ntanzi if he had a comment. Danzi said, my lord, I did not have a phone when I looked at when I was booked on the 29th. The phone called Mabena's phone. And he said he marked Mabena's number. It ends with 195. So you are saying I called the police if the phone was with me. So Baloyi said, Mr. Ntanzi, we are on about 18 calls of the 95 calls that were mentioned. If you did not have your phone on you, why did your mother keep calling you? Haibo, what kind of a question? What kind of a question is this? It's his mother. He didn't know where her son was. But then Danzi said, recall that when I was arrested, nobody from home knew where I was. Secondly, my mother gave birth to me. Thirdly, my phone is not off. They can see it's on. There's also WhatsApp and Facebook, and they were active. If my brother Lango was still alive, I would fetch him from Rustenburg to come and tell this court which police officer kept calling him, telling him about bail matters. Even you, if you were not to see your child today, you'd look for them. You won't stay without calling your child. You can't put it like this in court. It would be better if you told me, Ntanzi, your phone was being used by this and this police officer. In my heart, I would be well. I'd be saying it's the police's law, it's police procedure. Now I've just read to the court my Bena's number ending with 1095 and also sending callbacks to my Bena with my phone. Baloyi wanted to focus on the call from his mother's number lasting 300 seconds. He said it was an incoming call. Are you saying the caller using your mother's number spoke to someone that they don't know for 5 minutes? And Danzi said, I repeat before the court, I'm saying when my phone was confiscated, I was told to switch it off. Both of my phones were taken from me. They were never switched off. My mother was supposed to call me because it is even shown on that paper that the phone was at Pretoria University and it was answered. Firstly, when the phone was taken, it had data, WhatsApp and Facebook. But you continued to read the data. Your number on the 28th of August 2341 received an incoming call, an MTC lasting 112 seconds from Lebu's number. The tower now was 3G Queenswood NGA. Then he continued with Lebu's number making contact. Most of the time the tower was Queenswood, and he said, do you agree that these calls were late night calls? They were made late in the night? Danzi said, yes, I agree, since I see the time is written there. I then responded to say, who is she talking to? Because my phone was with Mabena and Mohani. Baloyi said, are you suggesting that Lebu was speaking to an unknown person or a stranger during those late night calls? The late night calls. Well, Danzi said, let's remember that when I was arrested, they never told Lebuhile where they were taking me. She has every right to look for me via the phone because the police never informed her where I was going. It would be better if I was told before this court where my phone was being taken, doing what at what time. Baloyi said, so are you suggesting she was speaking to someone other than you? And Danzi said, that is clear as daylight. It doesn't need a ruler because my phone was with Mohani and Mabena. They had it with them. Baloyi went to the next call on the 29th of August 2020 at 001040, and once again late at night, in fact early hours, just like it was late and early hours when they went to arrest Ntanzi in front of his girlfriend and made him confess in less than 24 hours, but asikho lapho. He made an outgoing call and almost see to Lebu's number. The tower is 3G Queenswood. A second later, the number receives an incoming text message from Lebu's number lasting 3 seconds. The tower is 3G Queenswood NGA. Then he went on and on about Lebu's number and then eventually said, once again, it's late night calls. Are you saying that your girlfriend was communicating with someone else other than you? Danzi said, I still stand by the submission. Don't forget what I mentioned before the court. On many occasions when my phone was taken from me, it was on. It was not switched off. And then Baloyi said, your number, 29 August 2020, 7:19:38, made an MOC lasting 1 second to Lebu's number. The tower is 3G Queenswood. Your number at 7:20 received an incoming call, MTC lasting 23 seconds from Lebu's number. The tower is Queenswood, and it received an MTC lasting 19 seconds from Lebu's number. The tower is also Queenswood. Do you have any comment? Danzi said, I still maintain that when my phone was taken from me, it was with Mabena and Mohani. Baloyi then said, you say the person who had your phone as you allege, was always at the same place, 3G, Queenswood, NGA. Danzi said, I don't know where Queenswood starts and ends because even myself, I was never stationary at one place. Baloyi then said, your number on the 29th of August 2020 received an incoming call, MTC lasting 127 seconds from Lebu's number, Queenswood. Ntanzi said, I did not have a phone then, and I still don't have a phone now. Lastly, to respond to the court, the station commander from Valeria, I will ask that he be called because I still remember his name, but right now I will not mention his name now before court. Baloyi then said, we've just covered 2 days, the 28th and 29th of August 2020. The tower is the same tower, Queenswood. We see that on the 28th and 29th, there were calls that were made on the late hours of the night, early hours of the day. Are you saying that the person who had your phone was there at the same place to receive and make these calls, from receiving calls and also making calls to your girlfriend, being based at 3G Queenswood NGA? Danzi said that is very clear before the court because I've never stayed at Valeria for a long time. And secondly, I don't know where Mabena stayed. Then, even Mohani. Court adjourned.
Thank you. Press the like button and a very good bye, guys. That is it for now. A very good bye. Very
Bye,
good goodbye.
guys.
Thank you.